Merry almost Christmas. Today we've come to Petworth, which is a tiny little village quite close to Brighton, and we've come to see Petworth House, which is a big National Trust house. As you know, we're obsessed with National Trust houses, and they have got an exhibition on that's all about Christmas, way back in time. Christmas, history, two things I love. Very excited.
So this is Amelia Duval, who is the Queen of Christmas. You've decided is your job title.
Yes.
What does that mean, though?
I'm in Christmas mode all year round. So right now I'm planning next year's Christmas, as well as keeping this one all going.
Amazing job.
Yes.
Is it not?
Yes.
It's a dream job.
It is an amazing job. I love it, but it does mean that come personal Christmas, I have to really try to be not over the top. I mean, we decorated my mum's Christmas tree the other weekend, and I walked in and like all the fairy lights were wrong, so I had to sort out the fairy lights because
I thought you were going to say when it comes to personal Christmas, I just like don't have anything. I have like a white box.
Hard
I just
not
like
to
I just like I don't want to have Christmas.
Too much.
I care too much about Christmas. It's really hard to switch it off.
So that means you're running the Christmas show here at Petworth House.
I am, yes.
Which is called, I think, Before Tinsel and Turkey.
Yeah, Christmas Before Tinsel and Turkey. So it's essentially a pre-Victorian Christmas. So we're talking sort of in the Georgian era. It's before electricity. It's obviously before internet, social media, TV specials. So it's all about greenery, bringing the outdoors in. It's about the food, it's about the wine, it's about the family, the gatherings.
Sounds like the Christmas I like.
It does. It sounds like a lovely Christmas.
Yeah, and it's all about playing games together and singing together. And
So what sort of things would they have done on Christmas Day?
it would have been a lot of food, a lot of drink, but the sort of main pastimes would have been board games. So here we have a room where we have set out a typical Georgian style board games for people to play. There's some for kids, there's some for adults. Yeah, we have a replica of the Snakes and Ladders. That's the sort of one of the earliest prints of Snakes and Ladders, because the board games are all about morals and learning how to
Well, they
do
kind of still are, aren't they?
Board games?
Yeah.
Do you think so?
It's like
Because
the
I feel
game-
like Monopoly is about capitalism, go for it.
Yeah, and then you have to learn about what it's like to lose. I hated Monopoly.
You're so clearly a younger sibling.
Yeah. Game of Life, that's another one about morals. Do you want to go to uni?
Also, make as much money as you
It's
can.
all about money, actually.
Make as much money as you can.
It's all about money.
It's not really about being a good person.
Okay, fair enough.
I think maybe it's more subtle now.
Yeah.
It's more subtle now. Back then, it was just you'd be going up Bad Boy Lane, or you'd be going down Honesty Path and things like that. So they were pretty in your face with it back then. And if you weren't playing a board game, you'd be gathered around a piano or sort of singing with each other, singing songs. You'd definitely go to church in the morning, and then you might sort of have a little pantomime. You might perform for each other, play charades. And then eat some more food and drink some more.
We have carried on quite a lot of these things.
Yeah. And to be honest, to us that sounds wonderful.
Yes.
We're not big onto TV and that
Yeah.
kind of thing. But what kind of
Or
food-
tinsel.
Or tinsel.
They would not have been tinsel.
We hate tinsel.
I hate tinsel.
I'm so sorry.
I hate
This
tinsel
always
so
starts
much.
a war with our friends.
Yes.
Whenever we're
Really?
like, are you tinsel people or not tinsel people? And half of our friends are like, you have to have tinsel or else it's not Christmas. And we're like,
Tinsel's like highly flammable.
It's also highly tacky.
yeah.
No,
It comes from the Queen, you know.
I have ruled no tinsel, no
Fair
tinsel.
enough. So what sort of things do they decorate with if not tinsel?
Okay, so Christmas trees, unlikely. Lots of people think that it was Victoria and Albert that brought in Christmas trees, but actually it wasn't. So it was Victoria's grandmother, so Charlotte. So she came over from Germany with the German tradition of trees that's been kind of going on for centuries over there. She came over and then she threw a party on Christmas 1800 for sort of children, sort of the wealthy children, but it was mainly a kids' party. So she kind of introduced the idea of Christmas trees to the rich and wealthy and all of those people, in the year 1800. So then Victoria grew up with the tradition of Christmas trees, and then when she married Albert, and a picture of them got shared and went viral, that everybody had a Christmas tree. However, sort of back in Charlotte's day, Christmas trees, they didn't really look like our Christmas trees. They would have been more likely to be things like yew trees in pots. And that's what we've done actually here. So we've got some yew trees in pots. They're still growing, they're sprouting.
Yeah, that's probably a better way of bringing life into your house.
And then we can plant them.
Yeah, exactly.
That is really
And then bring them back in the next year.
Bring them back, let's keep getting bigger. The decorations on the tree would have mainly been things for children to loot and eat. So things like nuts, fruit, gingerbread. But then, especially in the royal households, it's a little bit more fancy. So you'd have toys, you'd have sort of glittering crystal, things like that as well. Of course,
For the children.
For the children.
There's crystals. A few rubies here and there. It's fine.
But mainly, it would just be greenery. So it would all be about sort of decorating greenery with sort of fruits and spices. So it would have been a very sensory Christmas, just not in the way that it is now. Like now it's very, very visual, it's very, very overlaid, and it would have been very different back then. It would all be about the smells and the tastes.
So we're looking at all the food back here.
Yes.
And it's without turkey. There was no turkey.
There might have been,
Okay.
but it wasn't the go-to.
Did we have turkeys?
We did have turkeys.
Yeah.
And they would tend to be sort of brought down from the north. And they would have been marched through the through the towns wearing little boots.
Why?
Because otherwise their feet go funny.
Okay.
You want to look after your turkey's feet. But Christmas food is similar back then, but not the same. So Christmas pudding wasn't a thing 200 years ago. It's thought that it's most likely to be something called hacking, which is like a sweet haggis kind of thing. Yeah, so you've got your sheep stomach, of course.
Of course, obviously.
You've got the sheep stomach, and then in there you've got sort of oats, sort of soggy oats, you've got raisins, you've got fruit, you've got sugar, you've got spice. The recipe says you boil it till it's enough.
Until it's what?
Enough.
Until
it's done.
Until it's enough.
Oh, right, okay. Okay.
But then what would probably then happen?
It's enough now.
You probably then you'd slice it up and fry it and have it for breakfast. Actually, it's a breakfast thing. It's a breakfast thing.
Interesting.
Okay.
Yeah. No, sugar and spice and fruit were very expensive, so things like mince pies would have been more meat than sugar and fruit and spice, and they would have been big for sharing. A really important one, in my opinion, is the Georgians had a ceremony called cutting the Christmas cheese. Okay.
Yeah.
So Christmas Eve, your friends, your family, your neighbours, they'd all come round and you would have bought in a special cheese, your special Christmas cheese. And cutting it would kind of mark the start of the festive celebrations.
Okay.
And you eat it with something called pepper cake, which I'm afraid I don't know the exact recipe for, and have a lot of wine with it as well. The children would be drinking beer because water was too unsafe to drink.
Of course, obviously.
But it died out with the Victorians. So I'm bringing it back.
Yeah.
Okay.
There is cheese to eat and try here.
Oh.
We've got lots of cheese. It's a cheddar. It's a really good cheddar though.
Will I be allowed some? I'm a little bit lactose intolerant.
She's like, oh, are you? You spent the entire car journey here complaining
I know,
because you ate some cheese.
Yeah, but it's Christmas time, isn't it?
bit of
Tiny
cheese.
bit's okay.
We've been sponsored by a Somerset-based cheese company called Wyke Farms. They've been making cheese since the late 1700s.
Very nice.
So yeah, it's a good cheese.
They know a Christmas cheese.
Yeah, so bringing it back. Presents?
Yes.
Homemade, sentimental. It wouldn't have been, Amazon wasn't there, obviously. No Amazon, no next day delivery.
Amazon wasn't around when I was little,
No.
okay? So.
And yeah, it would have all been, I mean, especially in homes like this, you already have what you want, you have what you need, you're incredibly difficult to buy for. And yeah, it would have been homemade things like little pin cushions, little embroidery patches and things like that.
Yeah.
That's nice.
yeah.
Just a sentimental thing to just show I love you.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
That's really
Show I
lovely.
love you.
That's much nicer than
And
buy you a massive great present.
Yeah, exactly. Unfortunately, we don't know much about what Christmas was like here, so what we've kind of done is we've interpreted Christmas for Georgians to give the idea of what it might have been like here. But what we do know is that he loved his food, he loved his wine, he loved his cheese, and he loved friends and family.
Oh, that's lovely.
And it looks amazing.
It does. It
Thank
looks
you.
It's really
You've
good.
done an amazing job.
It's taken so long.
Oh,
Oh,
thank you
yeah.
for telling us all about Christmas.
Yeah,
That seems
It's been really good.
very exciting.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Christmas lights fill the city. There are people everywhere. The snow is falling white and pretty as I stroll on my way to you.
So this is an early Georgian fashion, so not quite the area that we're depicting. So the waistline is a little bit lower, a little bit more flattering when it's right up here. But what you've got on underneath is you've got a shift, so kind of like a long, thin t-shirt. So that would have been for hygiene reasons, because they weren't big on keeping things clean back then. So you would have had your shift on, and then you would have a petticoat for warmth. You would have also had your corset on as well, which was designed to kind of lift as well as suck in. And then, now you've got this. So these were obviously very impractical, beautiful but impractical, which is why all the forks in the dining room were upside down, so that you didn't accidentally catch your lace sleeve.
Oh,
That would be embarrassing. That would ruin the evening.
awful,
That's not what you
awful.
want. And that's why sort of old-fashioned forks tend to have the sort of engraving on the back, because they were designed to be the way around.
wow.
So if you do take that home, make sure you be careful around the forks.
Because will I steal this later? Sure.
I think people might notice.
Lovely.
Huh?
People might notice you walk out in it.
You might notice, do you think?
So these would often go on in two parts. So you would have kind of this bit that would sit over the skirt area as well. So yeah, this is just one of our many historical costumes that we've got. Some of them are replica. We do have some authentic stuff, but I'm afraid I can't let anyone try that one.
Fair enough, fair enough.
But yeah,
My God, I'm gonna come and start working for the National Trust just so I can wear costumes.
yes.
Like, what a dream job. It's amazing.
Costumes, Christmas.
You have the best job ever.
Yes, I do. Wow, I love it.
Is everyone
Love it.
very jealous?
Yes, everyone that understands what I do is very jealous.
Oh, okay.
But I mean, the term is Senior Visitor Experience Officer, which doesn't really encompass Queen of Christmas, wardrobe,
Mistress.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, no, come back again. Come see us.
Oh, I will. I'm definitely coming back.
I've got Victorian dresses. I've got some pretty old stuff. So
Fabulous. Thank you so much for having us.
no, thank you for coming. And
This
you
is the best day out.
Lights fill the city. There are people everywhere. The snow is falling white and pretty as I stroll on my way to you. How would you feel about packing up today?
Right, so you're going to do an intro?
Before you, this is one of our volunteers.
So you really need it.
Oh, well, sorry.
You would have. Hello. We'll let you go through.
If I go and sit in here,
Yeah, that sounds fine.
all right.
Thank you,
I'm
Andy.
sorry, I don't want to disturb.
No, don't you worry. Just
Christmas lights fill the city. There are people everywhere. The snow is falling white and pretty as I stroll